We have Colby in the house. Welcome, brother.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, man. It's an honor to be here. This is a legit show, dude. You guys are killing it. So
stoked you came down, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
I know you're busy as hell right now with X Games grind coming up, so that's why I was like, all right, let me see if I can get Colby in this week. And when you hit me back, I was stoked. I was like, all right, dope. I got to get my shit together.
Hell yeah.
This guy's strategic with his shows. He's producing this thing better than our producers. Hey, you might be out of a job soon, Weezus, the way this guy's producing.
Just saying, dude.
He comes through proper. I think it's cool. I think it's cool the way, for people who didn't watch, the last episode was Ryan Villapoto and Jeremy McGrath, two other legends that Twitch brought in. I think what's cool about this super short series that we're doing, it's a 4-part mini series, is guys like yourself and these icons. We don't always get to hear from you. We get to see you. We get to see the craziness. We don't always get to hear from you guys. And in like an unbiased, unpolitical way where you can just kind of sit here and chop it up.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to bring that type of dialogue and conversation to the podcast. So with that being said, let's kick this off. First ever handrail on a dirt bike. I got to start with this because it's a legendary video. We've watched this thing probably 38 times in the last 2 days. You got to explain to me how this project even came about.
Yeah, so this was year 3 real moto for X Games. So they got like real street for skaters. They got real snow for snowboarders, and then BMX. And this is the moto one. So first year, I did a bunch of crazy stuff. I ended up with third. Second year, me and my filmer Tyson, we won. And then this is year 3, and it's crazy because you don't really know who's in the contest. They don't tell you who's in. So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going up against Beerman. I'm going up against, a bunch of different gnarly dudes. So I'm thinking, and you don't really get paid for second in this.
No, you don't. You got to win. It's all or nothing. Like,
exactly.
It's cool you get the medal, but you want the money.
Yeah, if you get a medal, you just get the medal. You don't get a payout. So first is the only way to go. And I'm thinking, what can I do to win? And this was the last thing I tried because I figured I was gonna slam the ground.
save the sketchiest thing for the last video clip.
Yeah, exactly. And then what I did was like, you can't ollie your dirt bike. You can't like bunny hop a dirt bike. So you gotta, how do you get up on the rail? And if I would have not, like I put a 2x4 there to give me a little bit of pop, if you look. And then anyways, I had to get my front wheel up and then try to land dead center. And I just basically committed. I just said, fuck it, going for it. And it slid perfectly, and then I pulled it off, and that was like a legit grind because I'd kinked like the end of another rail, like Oceanside. And my friend's like, yo, dude, that ain't a fucking grind. Like,
yeah, well, you come from a BMX background, so it's like most of your buddies are BMX dudes, so they're going to call you on your shit.
And I'm glad they did.
Which I think is cool because then it pushes you to be like, all right, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it legit.
Yeah.
And I remember watching this in your real moto. I don't remember if I was in it this year or it was the year afterwards.
You
but
were
I remember,
judge, I think.
I think I was a judge, and I remember watching, I was like, that's fucking dope. Like, because I grew up riding BMX too, and I know how hard that is, let alone on a dirt bike, because you don't know how much it's going to slide. I saw you were waxing the rail.
Yeah.
Did you try it at all before you waxed it?
That was it. Basically, I was just fucking around. The bike weighs so much. I was just laughing. I'm like, I'm a dirt biker and I'm waxing the rail. But it fucking worked out. And yeah, like, so I caught like the last 2 feet of a rail before it. And I'm glad my homie called me out. He's like, yo, hey, fucking, his name's Sauce the Boss. He films all the like BMX stuff, but he's like, yo, dude, you can't fucking end your real moto with a 2-foot like kink, bro.
You can't claim that.
You gotta fucking slide down the thing.
That's what I think is cool about like our sport. Is like, and I feel like your circle too. It's like, if I'm doing something and it's whack, I want my buddies to tell me. Don't be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, there's too many yes men hanging around people all the time. So it's like, if it sucks, tell me it sucks so I can work on it even more. Like, I remember when I started riding a Honda, Vicky was the first one. Like 2 months into it, she goes, you look like shit on that bike. And in my head already, I was like, man, I feel like shit on this bike, but I like it, And she told me, and that day I went and bought a new Cowie. I was just like, all right, cool. I'm like, at least someone freaking told me.
I remember that.
I was
to Honda, you went right back to Cowie.
I was on the Honda for like maybe a couple months. And when she called me out on it, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you need friends like that around you, especially in our sport.
You need that. Like, I have a lot of, people I hang around with that I got like my tight crew that they're like, straight up, bro, like that is the dumbest looking shit. Like, what are you fucking doing, man? Like, and then I'll do something. They're like, that shit's whack, dude. Don't even fuck with that. I'm like, all right, thank you.
I think that's perfect.